Yeah, big weekend here at John Crop State. Well, it's Tuesday, I guess. So I guess it's a big day at John Crop Stadium. For us to have a midweek game against number one Oklahoma is shows you how far the sport has come. Really thankful that Oklahoma's making the trip. Their school's making a huge investment. They're chartering, coming out here to play a big game, and I'm expecting a sold-out crowd here at John Crop. So that's just the next step in softball, which has just been a tremendous support. Gosh, it's terrible. It's my first interview, and it's on a Tuesday in March. I just can't get over it. It's a Monday. Anyway, just really excited that they're coming because it shows the growth of the sport. This week we'll have a sellout. Last week there was a sellout down in one of the other SEC schools. So just shows you how far softball has come in a short amount of time.
How important was it to salvage that series finale yesterday to get some positive?
Well, it was essential for us because, a very good team playing number 3 team in the country. And we played 2 very close games, and you don't want to play 2 close games and come out in the third game and not come out on the winning side of it, because that can be very deflating. On the flip side, we ended up correcting some of the mistakes we had made from the previous 2 days. We ended up coming out with the win and hopefully taking that momentum into tomorrow and then against Auburn.
Oklahoma's got some eye-popping run differentials.
Yeah.
I know you said you didn't see a lot necessarily, but just how have they kind of set the bar for college softball in terms of just producing year in, year out?
Oh, well, I mean, they're the best. They've gotten 4 national championships in the last how many years? I don't even know, like 5. I don't even know. They're at a point where it's just assumed that they're going to win the national championship. I mean, they've mastered the transfer portal. They've done an exceptional job with 5th years and COVID and things like that. And they're just such a great team. They know how to coach. They've got elite level athletes. And so every team, they've set the bar, and it's up to all of us to go, figure out how to compete against them and then hopefully eventually knock them off.
How important is this game for seeding purposes? Is it too early to be talking about something like that?
Well, it's one of those things. If Oklahoma wins, I don't think it means a lot for seeding. But if Kentucky wins, I think having a win like that on your resume, really, if you get down to it and there's a bubble team sort of situation hosting regionals or super regionals, having a quality win against Oklahoma, I think, would go far in the room. Because there's going to be a lot of us that are, typically there's a lot of us in that space fighting, for the last couple spots in regionals. So a win like this would do a lot to bump our resume.
With that being said, what's needed out of your girls to come out on the winning side?
Well, I think it would be unrealistic to expect that you would shut them out, but it's essential that our pitching staff keeps the runs down and that we play great defense so that we're not allowing the big inning to happen. And then, we have a very good offense, and it's up to our offense then to, we've just got to be very aggressive. We have to attack their pitchers, put the ball in play, and force them to play defense. I don't think a lot of teams are forcing their hand. So it's essential that we go on the attack and go after them.
You've seen the sport grow nationally, but also here locally. You've been here for a while. The fact that this place is almost sold out, it's going to be sold out come tomorrow. So what does that say about this community's investment in your program?
Oh, it's amazing. I think that's one of the reasons we've done so well in regionals is the BBN really comes out. They come to the games. We have a big rating when we go on TV, which allows us to be able to have more national spotlight games like we're having. And it gives our people a big boost. And finally, the financial support that we're getting from the athletic department, the school, the donors and the fans that, put their hard-earned money and time into us just shows you how invested they are in softball and women's athletics in general.
How important was it, I guess, for you guys to have a series against a team like Alabama coming up right before you have to go against them?
Oh, I mean, thank God we had that, right? Because what you don't want to do is play teams that aren't ranked and then go against Oklahoma. They're going to be, twice the size. They're going to be, very fast. They're going to be very strong. And so when you play a team like Alabama, you're playing people of similar size. I mean, softball's getting to the point where it is in baseball and probably football, SEC football, that the women are big and strong and fast. We're drawing a lot of athletes over to our sport that would have gone to other sports. And just the raw athleticism and the power of these individuals is just amazing. So to play SEC teams and then go play Oklahoma is a big deal.
You had questions about your pitching at the beginning of the year. How would you assess how the pitching staff is going?
Oh, I think that they're been the bright spot from the standpoint of we didn't know what was going to happen. We're getting a lot of production out of a lot of people, and even going down into Alabama, we didn't start one person that had any experience from previous years. And the fact that we were able to keep the runs down in all 3 games and eventually win one says a lot about the character and the toughness of them. They just kept going after it. We put up a lot of wins. I didn't know that necessarily would happen because it's such a pitching dominant sport. And for 20 wins now, right? So the fact that we already have 20 wins shows that they've really worked hard, that they have a lot of courage and they're fun and they're attacking things. They're a good ball club.
The men's and women's basketball teams both lost. How do you feel about kind of perking up the spirits of the fan base right now?
Well, that's what we got on the bus yesterday from Alabama. We're like, oh, thank goodness, because the BBN needed a win, and it was a win against a ranked opponent. So if you like all Kentucky sports and you like softball, that was a very big win because you would know that beating Alabama in Tuscaloosa is not an easy thing to do. And I think it's important. I think it's important that we show up. It's important that baseball does a good job. We've got some elite level athletes in tennis and golf, but those are harder sports because they're not necessarily on TV. So I think it's a big deal that we show out. We have a lot of pride in our athletic department. And it was kind of a bummer. We feel their pain, across campus, but it's important that we play well.
Anything else? Good deal. Thanks for coming.